Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and today I have for you the Netflix book tag. This tag was created by Whitney over at A Darker Shade of Whitney, and I will leave the link to her original video down in the description box below. There are 12 questions for this tag and they're all kind of centered around the themes on Netflix or what you would find as you're kind of scrolling through looking for something to watch. Question number 1 is recently watched. What is the last book you finished reading? The last book that I finished reading was Unbroken by Laura Hillenbrand. Question number 2 is top picks. So this is a book or books that have been recommended to you based on another book that you have read. So for this one, I have a book that was recommended to me by my friend Jess, and she recommended it to me because of the themes and fairy tales not being ones that we know, like a lot of the European or Western themed fairy tales. So I read The Bear and the Nightingale and told her about it. She recommended that I read Firebird by Mercedes Lackey. I haven't read it yet, but it is on my TBR list. Question number 3 is recently added. So this is the last book that you purchased. I think the last book I purchased and received was the book in the March Whimsify box, which is Pacifica, but I'm not sure if I received this book prior to going to half price books, but this is what I'm going to say is the last book I purchased, Pacifica. Question number 4 is popular on Netflix. So this is a book or book series that everybody knows about, and you're supposed to pick 2 books that you have read and 2 books that you have not read or don't have any desire to read. So the 2 books that I have read that everybody knows about are the Selection series by Kira Cass and The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. And then I'm just going, instead of picking book titles, I'm just going to go author wide for the next 2 books that I haven't read or I'm not necessarily interested in reading. And I'm going to say all of Cassandra Clare's books and all of Sarah J. Maas's books. I'm kind of interested in dipping my toes in Cassandra Clare's The Mortal Instruments series and everything that goes along with that, but I'm on the fence about Sarah J. Maas, and I just don't know if I really want to get into any of her books. So if you think I should, leave comments down below and try to peer pressure me into it. Question number 5 is Comedies, and this is a funny book. So for this, I'm going with Do-Over by Jon Acuff. This is a self-help book, actually, but I just thought it was so funny when I was reading it. I remember reading it in bed, and I would just start like cracking up, and Skylar would look over at me and be like, who is this woman? What is she doing here? Reading a book and laughing. But this is a pretty funny book, and I thought it was pretty helpful, so I would recommend it. Question number 6 is dramas, and this is to pick a book that has either like a drama queen or a drama king in it. For this, I am going with Miss Havisham in Great Expectations because she is quite dramatic. Question number 7 is animated, and this is to pick a book with cartoons on the cover. So I'm picking a comic book for this, and that is The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This is volume 1. This is actually the only comic book or graphic novel, I guess, aside from the Archie series that I have read. Question number 8 is Watch It Again. So this is to pick a book or series that you would like to reread. And I am going with the Chronicles of Narnia series for this question. Last weekend, Maddie really wanted to watch Prince Caspian, and it's one of his favorite movies. And I just really hope that one day he'll be interested in reading the whole series. So I think I'm almost ready to start reading them, and maybe I'll see if he wants one of us to read them to him. So I think this is a series that I really want to jump into again soon. Question number 9 is Documentaries, and this is a nonfiction book that you would recommend to everyone. Hello again. I haven't talked about you often enough. I am going with Unbroken again for this. This is a biography that is about the life of Louis Zamperini, who ran in the Olympics held in Berlin in, I believe it was like 1936. And as he was training for the next Olympics, which were supposed to be held in Japan and then were moved to Norway, World War II broke out, and he joined the Army Air Forces as a bombardier. He and his crew's plane went down in the Pacific when they were searching for another plane that had gone down, and he and 2 other crewmen survived in the ocean for 47 days on a raft, and then ended up getting to an island that was occupied by Japan at the time. So then it was a story of him surviving in prisoner of war camps and just the torture and everything that went along with that. This is a fantastic book. It's very eye-opening. It's very inspiring as well, and it's also a movie, so if you're not so into nonfiction books and don't really feel like reading this, at least watch the movie. This is a great one. Question number 10 is Action and Adventure, and this is to pick an action-packed book. And for this, I am going with Catching Fire, which is the second book in the Hunger Games series. I thought this one had a bit more action involved in it than the first book, just because the first book kind of has to set up the world and introduce us to the characters and give us background and those sorts of stuff. But it's been a while since I've read this book, but I remember that it got into the action pretty quickly. Question number 11 is new releases, and this is a book that is coming out soon or has just came out that you are really looking forward to reading. And for this, I am picking The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. This was released on March 20th, and I have planned to read it during the Magical Readathon this April, so this month. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's a magical realism book. I wanted to pick it up because I recently read Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore and wanted similar like magical realism books. So I'm really looking forward to this. And question number 12 and the final question is Max, and this is to tag some people. I'm not gonna actually tag anyone because this tag is now 3 years old, and I'm sure quite a few people have already done it. But if you haven't, or if you just feel like answering the questions down in the comments below, please consider yourself tagged. And that is all I have for now. So I look forward to chatting with you in the comments until my next video. Bye!